Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Zero Excuses podcast. My name is Kenyon. Thank you for tuning in, and you're listening to the next installment on our series of engineering your emotions. That's the topic of the month here in April, engineering your emotions. I just introduced that just the other day, so if you want to listen to these in order, I encourage you to go back and listen to my introductory episode, which I launched just this past Monday, April 2nd. I'll also have a link to that in the show notes. Before we get into the meat of today's discussion, got a couple quick reminders. First is this episode is brought to you by one of our affiliate sponsors, Doc Parsley's Sleep Remedy. In fact, I just interviewed the good doctor the other day and dropped his episode on Tuesday, April 3rd, so I'll also have a link to that interview in the show notes. And my final reminder is if you are looking to implement these very tools and topics that we're talking about here on the podcast, and you also would like to have that additional accountability, the teamwork, and the systems to make that happen, I encourage you to also check out our Infinite Results Mastermind group. You can apply for that at kenyonziska.com/results. So let's get into today's topic about developing emotional awareness. Most of us go through our day, we certainly are aware of our emotions, but what I'm talking about here is taking that to a deeper level. It's being able to take a step back and take a 30,000 foot view of how your emotions progress throughout the day. And I'm not just specifically talking about negative emotions. I'm talking about the whole spectrum of emotions here. You know, the first thing that I like to do, I'm an engineer by trade, so that's a reason why I titled this month's topic, Engineering Your Emotions, is that you have to take a good assessment on where you presently stand, so that you can move yourself forward from there. Just a quick suggestion as a bit of a prerequisite, if you will, is to practice meditation every single day, whether that's in the morning, night, afternoon, whatever it may be. This is a great tool to develop that second layer of awareness so that you can observe your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. And I also recently covered controlling your thoughts. I'll also drop a link in the show notes to that episode, but that's another useful topic. You'll find here on the podcast that I drop these little building blocks throughout the episodes here, so there's going to be some overlap, but these building blocks, they're gonna build a strong foundation for you. So even if you choose not to implement some sort of meditation practice, what I do suggest that everyone does to get a grasp of this emotional awareness is to simply keep a record or a journal or some sort of log of all your emotions throughout the day. Like I said, both positive and negative, because this is going to give you a snapshot of how you progress from one emotion to another. It's going to give you a snapshot of what situations lead to certain emotions, so that you can then begin to reprogram yourself to feel different emotions, or maybe even strengthen those emotions if they are leading you to the results that you want to achieve. But the end goal here is to get a thorough understanding of what situations cause you emotions so that you can recognize these patterns. So from this, and I will cover this on another episode, from this, we will be able to start to develop a bit of a standard operating procedure for our emotions. So we have to be really, really specific when we jot these down in our record or journal, whatever you want to call it. You have to be specific. Instead of just saying that you're angry, excited, happy, sad, etc., say, I am frustrated about X, or I'm nervous about recording a podcast episode. And also record other specifics about those situations, such as I'm nervous about someone walking in the middle of me recording this podcast episode, or anything important that might be leading up to this situation. What were you doing right before this? Were you drinking a lot of coffee? Anything that you might recall that will help you diagnose and understand why these emotions are happening. And it's also important for you to not judge yourself as you are doing this as well. Emotions aren't good or bad. They just are. You react how you react. All we're trying to do here is be a little more intentional about our emotions and get ourselves into a peak emotional state so that we can do the things that we need to do so that we can get the results that we want to get. So that's where we will leave it for today, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to also subscribe, rate, and leave us a review on iTunes. And while you're there, share this with a friend, a coworker, a friend, anyone who might get some benefit out of the topics that we're covering here on the Zero Excuses podcast. Before I sign off here, guys, wanted to take a moment to tell you about our affiliate sponsor, Doc Parsley's Sleep Remedy. This is a product that I use every single day and something that I wanted to share with you guys because it has had such a profound effect on my life and my quality of sleep. I had to share it with you guys. Sleep Remedy was developed by Dr. Kirk Parsley. He is a former Navy SEAL and former undersea medical officer at Naval Special Warfare Group 1. But to make a long story short here, he developed Sleep Remedy to help his teammates overcome some of the stress and nutritional induced deficiencies that he was finding with them so that they can get a good night's rest and help them reach their maximum potential and perform at their peak. So he's now offering this remedy to the public, and you can head on over to docparsley.com and try it out for yourself. He's offered a 10% discount to the Zero Excuses community. You can enter the discount code Zero Excuses, ZEROXCUSES, at checkout to take advantage of that 10% discount. I highly encourage you guys to give it a try. This stuff is the real deal. It's not like any of those over-the-counter sleep aids that leave you hungover or feeling groggy for the first half of the day. This stuff will get you into a deep night's rest, and you wake up refreshed and ready to crush your day.